It literally does not matter what other people think if I wholeheartedly have my own back and if I know that what I'm doing is fully out of integrity and love. You are listening to the Beyond the Classroom podcast, a podcast for burnt out teachers who know something's gotta give. After teaching for 14 years and feeling completely burned out for way too long, in May of 2022, I made a big decision and left the classroom. I now help burnt out teachers like you take back balance and joy so you can wake up every day loving your life. In this podcast, we'll explore who you are beyond the classroom, whether you're considering leaving or wanting to make changes so you can fall in love with teaching again. Either way, I understand what it's like to be living a life that looks fun and cute on the outside. You know, summer's off, playing all day, off at 2 o'clock every day, but actually feels miserable and draining. I'm your host and coach, Sandy Patterson, and I'm so excited to help you step into your fullest potential and believe in that potential to make an impact on the world, not just survive each day. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello there, and welcome back to the Beyond the Classroom podcast. I am Sandy Patterson, and I am so happy that you are here today. And I'm very curious today if you are wasting time on this thing too. So my guess is you probably are, and we're going to chat about what this thing is today. But I'm very interested to hear if you waste time on this too. Now, I just got back from a retreat, and as many of you know, I got my coaching certification from Inner Glow Circle. So it's IGC for short. It was an absolutely amazing coach training program, and I am more than happy if you are interested. I always love talking about it with people, so please reach out if you're interested. But I decided to continue along in their graduate level coaching program. So I'm currently in that program right now, and through this program, there are 2 retreats per year. And I had actually never been to a retreat before. I had heard about them, but I had never actually been to one. And I can tell you, it was absolutely amazing. And now I'm pretty much obsessed, by the way, with retreats. And there are retreats for literally everything, I found out, which I think is really amazing. But anyways, when I got home, my husband and my boys, they asked me, like, what did you do? Like, what is a retreat? And it's a good question, because if you've never gone to a retreat before, you would really have no idea. But I explained it to them. I was like, basically, it's just a bunch of really badass women who are incredibly just invested in everyone else's growth and progress as they are in their own. So it was really a space where we were just really uplifting ourselves and uplifting each other. And it was a very, very beautiful thing to be a part of. It was probably one of the most uplifting and exciting, refreshing, regenerating experiences I have really ever taken a part in. And plus, I got to meet all of the women who I've been, Zooming with every week for the past year. We get on Zoom every week and we see each other that way, but never actually got to meet in person. So being able to meet, people who have become dear friends in person was really, really amazing. And I was truly moved at this retreat. And today I want to talk about my phrase from the retreat. So we were asked to choose a word or a phrase that kind of embodies our time at the retreat or what we were hoping to get out of it. And so my phrase is stop messing around. Now, I used a different word than messing, but I'm going to just try to keep this really clean here. So stop messing around. What does that mean? Now, I think walking away from this retreat, I fully understand now what it means to play small. And I kind of hate when people use that phrase, right? Like, stop playing small. Because, what does that even mean? Like, what does playing small mean? And I think I understand now that it's the ability to take up space, and not just physical space, but energetic space. Okay, like you are allowed to be who you are, to show up as who you are, how you are, to do what you want, to say what you want to say, to sell what you want, to be an expert in what you want, and to just really step into your confidence. And you do not need to worry about what anyone else thinks or believes to be true. So when we move from this space of like confidence, we're not playing small, essentially, right? Now, here's the thing. Talking about wasting so much time. Can I just tell you that we waste so much time second guessing, questioning ourselves, and worrying about what other people are going to think? This to me is playing small, and this is all energetic, okay? I want you to imagine for a second a day, or even if a day seems like too much, even just an hour or a small increment of time, what it would look like if you moved in a way where you were not worrying or wondering how your actions or how your words were going to be perceived by others. Take a second and just think about that. You would be moving based on your heart, based on your core values, based on what excites you, and on your needs. Now, I'm guessing that you would probably show up in a very different way than you're doing now. And I know that this worrying and the second guessing and the questioning ourselves constantly, it doesn't happen consciously. It's happening in the background all the time, constantly, because that's our society. We are trained to second guess ourselves. So to me, when I say stop messing around, I mean stop holding yourself back because of what other people might think, or even what they actually do think, or how I might be perceived by others. Because really, who cares? It literally does not matter what other people think if I wholeheartedly have my own back, and if I know that what I'm doing is fully out of integrity and love. Right? I know what I'm doing. I know I can help people. I know it's time to share all of my gifts in the world. And I know that you probably feel the same way too. So from this phrase from the retreat, the stop messing around, I got back and I thought it would be interesting to track this because I was curious about this idea of like playing small and holding myself back. I know we hear people talk about that often, like stop holding yourself back. But like, I don't know what that, like, what does that even mean? For me in this moment, it means that I'm playing small and I'm constantly second guessing myself and second guessing my expertise, second guessing what other people are thinking about me, wondering like, just worrying about other people essentially. So when I got back from the retreat, I went ahead and I'm like, I'm going to spend a whole day, and I'm going to keep track. I'm going to try to notice here, and I'm going to tally every time throughout the day that I notice myself either second guessing myself, noticing myself maybe thinking like, should I do that? Should I not? Like wondering like, what are they going to think? That whole spiral thing. Every time I wonder like if someone, do they like me? Do they not like me? Like, what are they thinking about me? I don't know. Wondering if someone is annoyed by me. Thinking really about how I can make someone else comfortable in my presence. So for me, those were the things that I'm like, when I start to do this, I'm going to try to notice this. Okay, so, and I would encourage you to do this too. I'm curious if when you start to notice, right? Like we do this all the time. And this is crazy, but once I started noticing and started tracking it just in 1 hour, so 1 hour, 60 minutes, I had done this 12 times. So 12 times I second guessed myself. I overthought something that was simple because of fear of what someone else might think. That's 12 times. And here's like a really, really silly example of this happening for me. This was just today. I was listening to a podcast. It was actually the IGC podcast, and something stood out to me. So my gut reaction was like, oh my gosh, I got to text so-and-so and tell her this thing that stood out to me. Now, my first thought was, like, as I'm getting ready to send this text, what if she thinks what I say is like totally dumb, right? There's the thought. What if she thinks this is dumb? the emotion that comes from that is like fear. Like, I don't want her to think that I'm like lame, right? So it's fear of what she might think about me or my text or what I'm thinking. Like, when I say it out loud, this is just dumb. Like it's dumb, right? So going back, that's like a little example. So that got a tally mark, right? That happened 12 times in 1 hour where I caught myself going, what is she going to think? Should I do this or not? Is this a good idea? Maybe I shouldn't do that. Whatever it was, 12 times in an hour. Okay, so that's great. That's a lot of wasted thoughts, a lot of wasted energy, and a lot of wasted time that could have instead be dedicated to just moving, to just going, instead of messing around with these thoughts, right? Again, back to the phrase, stop messing around. So now what I'm starting to do is when I notice myself doing this, I notice it because noticing is always, always the first step. I remind myself of this phrase, stop messing around. And this, for me, elicits a much more powerful emotion and it's a much more powerful place to show up from and take action. So like I said, you have to notice it though first in order to start to change it, right? And I'm super curious, like I said at the beginning of this episode, if you do this as well. Do you waste time overthinking and worrying and second guessing yourself? I bet you probably do, because I know I'm not alone in this. But the good news is that you are listening to this podcast for a reason today. So something brought you here, something had you click play, and here you are. And today is your day because you get to stop messing around today too, okay? Make a commitment to yourself that when you notice yourself second guessing or worrying or overthinking, you're going to just remind yourself to stop messing around and just move. Move with integrity and move with love, and everything will be fine. You get to take up space, do the thing, send the text, say what you need to say, and lean into the comfort of knowing that you are perfect, you are enough, you are allowed to be who you are, show up as you are, how you are, to do whatever you want to do, say what you want, sell what you want, and be an expert in what you want, and step into your confidence and not need to worry about what anyone else thinks or believes to be true. This is your permission to just move, to go, and to stop messing around. Now, I am a huge believer that the universe brings us what we need when we need it, and that nothing is a coincidence. So you are listening to this podcast today because it is your turn to stop messing around, girl. So I would love to hear what resonates with you from this episode. I would love to hear how you're going to stop messing around and just go for it. And until next time, stop messing around, go do the thing, just move, don't question it, and I'll see you here for the next episode. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Beyond the Classroom. If you know something has to change and you're ready to take the next step to make it happen, whether it's in or out of the classroom, let's talk it through together. Schedule a no-obligation chat with me and we can talk through where you're stuck, how to get you unstuck, and how to keep you moving forward. Schedule your free call today by clicking the link in the show notes. I can't wait to connect with you.